Mr. Yip Hon Weng.
Madam Deputy Speaker, the events of the past few weeks with large clusters forming have demonstrated the importance of staying vigilant and adaptable. I thank the Minister for the continued support measures. I wish to touch on three specific issues. First, the government should be cognizant of the current situation when deciding on increasing rental and fee charges. We know that one group that has been badly affected is the hawkers and the market stall holders. When dining in was suspended earlier, some hawkers face the possibility of closing down for good. Some have probably already done so. Our current dine-in restrictions affect our hawkers and their incomes significantly. Our hawker culture is important to us. It is our national asset. It is an integral part of our Singapore identity and recognized on the UNESCO Heritage List. Hawkers offer dishes rich in local flavors at affordable prices. This is pertinent in these economically uncertain times. Can the government do more to help our hawkers, especially those who would really like to continue but lack the financial means to do so? Is there any ongoing effort to reach out to those on the verge of closing down and giving up their licenses? I would like to circle back to the recently announced increase in rental fee charges. When calls to help hawkers hit badly by the reimposed restrictions were circulating, news about NEA increasing hawker stall rents made its rounds. It appeared to be ill-timed and devoid of sensitivity and empathy. Many members of the public spoke out on behalf of the hawkers. They expressed disappointment and dismay with the move. The subsequent response also came across as lacking in compassion. NEA has made a number of exceptions in light of the pandemic, including subsidizing table cleaning and dishwashing services. Could the rental revision not have waited at least until after the restrictions have been relaxed for a period of time? A rent increase is still an increase, regardless of how small and no matter how few would be affected. This whole episode exemplified a seeming disconnect between the public and policymakers. I hope in future when similar issues arise, agencies can exercise more flexibility and sensitivity when imposing rental and fee increases. This is with the aim of ensuring that such a situation does not occur again. Perhaps the ministries in charge of the statutory boards and agencies should play a stronger gatekeeping role. They should make sure that such fee increases proposed by their agencies are approved before they are allowed to be implemented. Madam Deputy Speaker, my next point is to streamline and simplify the huge gamuts of support measures for SMEs, which can be overwhelming. I'm glad that the focus of the supplementary budget is on SMEs. A significant amount of money is going to the SMEs in the form of extended jobs support scheme, rental reliefs, the extension of the temporary bridging loan program, and the enhanced enterprise financing scheme trade loan. Besides this, there are still many financing schemes under Enterprise Singapore to tap on. It is literally an alphabet soup of schemes. There are 10 grants alone under Enterprise Singapore, and this does not include loans, tax incentives, investments, mentorships, and so on. Despite this multitude of assistance, and with our economy faring better than last year, an annual survey report published in February revealed that 81% of more than 400 SMEs surveyed in Q4 last year do not expect their businesses to grow this year. 39% are even expecting to cut manpower. Although 95% of SMEs are aware of the pandemic support packages, only 61% took them up. It is a shame that there is such a huge wealth of resources to support our local businesses, and yet they are not put to use. Businesses feedback there are simply too many schemes. Businesses are hence not sure how or which one they are eligible for. Has the government done further analysis and engaged our SMEs to find out why the businesses are not participating? Can the schemes be further streamlined and repackaged so that companies do not have to deal with multiple applications for different schemes? Can we match eligible businesses to the right schemes and connect with these businesses to provide the necessary advice? One solution is for the SME support to be delivered as packages instead of in a modular format today. The packages can be tailored for specific industries. The application process should also be digitalized end-to-end and be a seamless click-through. In doing so, there might be a need to not only adjust the generosity of the packages, but to simplify the packages that will enable and incentivize more SME businesses to get access to the support. Madam Deputy Speaker, my last point is on the impending GST increase. Even as we look forward to a full reopening of the economy, the government will continue to incur many expenses to keep our businesses and individuals abreast with the evolving pandemic situation. We are currently having the largest budget deficit in our history, despite the best efforts to manage the budget judiciously. All these points to an impetus to bring forward the imminent GST hike, which is scheduled to be implemented between 2022 to 2025. Nobody likes to pay increased prices, especially in this climate. But as the government expenditure goes up, with new support measures announced and extended, I'm sure the GST hike has been looming in everyone's minds. However, given the current circumstances, perhaps the government should consider pushing back the GST hike for a few years. Even the traditional arguments for hiking GST and then providing rebates to the people worst affected may not be salient in a crisis like today. If there's a need to raise money, perhaps the government should consider raising other taxes within reason. This could be more acceptable to the general public once the economy stabilizes. In conclusion, Madam Deputy Speaker, the strong discipline and sense of responsibility among Singaporeans have brought us through this pandemic. The government should be more flexible and sensitive when imposing rental and fee increases, including the GST hike. The government should also streamline support measures for individuals and small businesses, especially to make it simple for them to utilize. Keep it simple, keep it useful. In doing so, I'm confident that the people and the government can weather all storms together. I stand in support of the supplementary budget.